Cars, James speaking. It is, yeah. Hiya, John, you okay? Good. Is it running now then? Okay.
Boring, isn't it?
Yes. It's admin, that's it. It's just extra admin that we don't need.
More time, more bollocks.
Yeah. So, first thing every morning that I do is look at leads that we have come through on Auto Trader and also through the website as well. The usual standard thing that I stick to is I don't answer my phone after 5 o'clock in the evening. But I thought I'd just show you the fantastic array of rubbish inquiries we've had this morning. BMW 1 Series, usual questions that you'll probably get. Does it have full service history? People read the advert, we put in there whether it's got full part or no service history. So, but if people are not actually reading the description, they're just clicking the contact garage button and sending through a message, then this is the type of stuff we get. But also, does any seats got stain mark? I mean, I'd send a quick message back saying, yeah, full service history and there's no marks or scuffs on the interior seats. But I always find that if a customer doesn't send a mobile number through and they just send an email, that they're likely just, probably even a bot these days, it might even just be even young kids. I've had that before where you've sent an email back and it's turned out that it's, oh no, I'm only 13 and I'm looking for what car I want to buy in like 5 years or whatever. We do get certain ones like this here. Again, sent a message back, only left as a email, but they put in their question, can we come and view it tomorrow? So email back because you've got no other way of contacting them. Also just sent them a quick message on Auto Trader and said, yeah, it's available, you can come tomorrow. Put the same thing in the email, heard absolutely nothing from them. So again, it's not wasting too much time because it probably takes me 5 minutes to do that, but it's 5 minutes you're wasting on somebody that you're never going to meet, who's just ghosting you basically on the inquiry, who probably is looking at probably 50 of the same type of car, and has just picked yours out as one that they're going to message, and not taking into consideration that, you know, there is real people on the end of that system. For all we know, we could have prepped the car ready for a viewing, and then a customer not turn up again, which did actually happen yesterday on this same car. But that was someone who rung up at 10 o'clock in the morning, said they'd be here within 2 hours, and I got sidetracked with another customer, and again, by the time we'd done with that, they'd not turned up at all. So in those cases, I don't even bother ringing those customers back anymore, because I just think, well, rather deal with the people who actually want to be open and honest with you and come either view the car or just stand in front of you. And we've had it sometimes with customers as well who've just gone, looked at the vehicle and said, do you know what, it's not for me, I'm not going to waste your time anymore. And we go, yeah, fair enough, okay, there's a buyer out there for it somewhere, so thanks for being honest and not wasting time with a test drive or whatever. So I'll let you know if any more stupid inquiries come through today. But if you might also be getting inquiries from the same customers, and I think there are some people out there who just love to sit on Auto Trader and send stupid messages to dealers. So we're likely getting a few of them today. Joy of joys.
Right, so another little story for you on a car from a previous video that we've done. This Land Rover Discovery. So I think if I can remember, we took in Part X. I told you about our salesman. He gave too much for it. We spent a fortune trying to get it corrected, everything fixed on the handbrake. We sold it, went into limp mode. I give the customer the money back. We fixed that EGR valve, about 500 quid. And then 2 weeks ago, I took a deposit on it. So I thought, right, I'm going to drive this car for the next 2 weeks. And it drove great for about 2 days. And then flipping handbrake light flashes on. But the handbrake's working fine. Then transmission light flashes up, but it's a manual and the transmission's working fine. And then the light goes off, and then I'm driving it, I'm thinking, oh great, the light's off, and then it comes back on, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I've took a deposit on this. So I thought maybe the customer, you know, being understanding that it's a 14-year-old Land Rover, I rang him up and I said, look, these are the problems. I said, it's running absolutely fine. It just flashes up every now and again, handbrake problem or flashes up transmission problem, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I'll be honest, I don't want to take it back to the garage again. So if you want, you can have it and I'll knock £1,000 off and just take it as it is. And he said no. So I'm absolutely gutted that I've still got this bloody car in stock. So he was going to give us, I think he was going to give us £7,000 for it. So now I've reduced it down to, do you know what? I'm going to reduce it down to 5. I'm going to take a £2,000 hit on it because I'm absolutely fed up of looking at this car. So I'm going to put, and this is what I've wrote in the advert. So please read, we have taken this in part exchange. The car drives fine, but every now and again various lights will flash up, including handbrake warning light. We've replaced the handbrake and it works fine. We've also replaced the EGR valve, the both of them for a cost of around £1,000. Transmission light will also flash intermittently. Please do not ask us if we're going to fix this. We are not at this price. It's a 14-year-old Land Rover. All of them have problems. If you're a Land Rover fan, this car is exceptionally clean with tons of history, including 16 service stamps in the book. So hopefully I'm going to get somebody who knows about Land Rovers, who can see that it's a bargain, it's £2,000 under retail value, and they don't mind working on it, because I can't sell this as a retail car to a normal person. It needs to be some sort of DIY mechanic, someone, you know, a farmer maybe who's a bit mechanically minded, who knows the intricacies of these Land Rovers. So that's where I'm at with that. And hopefully, because I've reduced it to £5,000, hopefully I'll get rid of that before the end of the month.
Scrub that on one.
So yeah, I think we've shown this car on the channel before. Skoda Octavia. How many miles has it got on it, Wayne? It's 21,000 on a 12 plate, but it's that Lauren and Clement special edition. So it's got electric seats, sunroof, DSG gearbox, sat nav, leather seats, front and rear sensors. It's absolutely fully loaded, and you can tell what customers had this car before. Because we bought it from one of the MOT stations that we deal with. They bought it off a customer because again they knew the provenance of the car. But look at all of this stuff. I mean, like, yeah, all the original booklets are in there that come with a handbook. But the customer's even gone so far as keeping brochures. So there's like original 2012 Skoda. Oh no, sorry, yeah, Skoda brochures in there. Like I said, this is a me that's owned this car. I end up doing this with Minis, but someone's done this with a Skoda, so whatever floats your boat, that's up to you. January 2012 brochure, it's a probably original one from this, but even like, I'll not show you too many of these because they've probably got, I'll just cover that up there, names and stuff on there, but services, all from local garages. We've got receipts going back to 2016, 2016 again, 2015. I mean, this is just all the provenance that you want with a car, really, when you give it to somebody, is to say, we know the history. I mean, yeah, it's a good buy, this one. But I think we're getting a really nice automatic Skoda Octavia in part exchange for this one as well. So again, in terms of keeping that ball rolling with good part exchanges, because this is such a nice car, like attracts like, and that means that we're getting a really good part X for this one. Hopefully that will then lead to another good part X for that one as well. And it just keeps the ball rolling. We've ended up with things like that Skoda Octavia VRS recently, obviously the Mini, that Mazda 2 that's outside. We had the BMW and we had the Ford Focus as well. We just seem to be getting really nice parts exchanges at the moment. Stuff that's coming in. That Audi A4 as well, Wayne. Have you shown Josh the Audi A4 in the showroom? Yeah, we'll go and have a look at that in a second. That came in trade for the Audi A3 that we had. But again, like attracts like, that car came in and he'd already validated it for bringing it in. So you did what? Just wiped it and that was it? To put it in the showroom. Stuff that takes us so little time and effort to prep, and we know they've got full MOTs and services on them. We just have to give them a quick check over, get them validated a little bit if they need it, and then when a customer comes to buy it, we just do whatever little bits of work is probably outstanding on there to get it ready, and we're sorted. So stuff like this it's a dream, isn't it? It's the stuff that we want. It's the stuff that every car salesman goes to bed at every night dreaming about. So really, really good. Yeah, let's go and have a quick look at this Audi. Yeah, so just look at this. We had that Audi A3, which was on was it a 17 reg, I think it was? I think it was a 17 reg. We'd had it for a while, and we ended up just selling it for what we bought it for in the end, but we were using it as a car that we were driving around for a little bit anyway, because it was so nice. But that had been so well cared for, and obviously it had its problems with the service history, etc. But the customer who came to buy it, he just wanted a hatchback, because he wanted a hatchback when he bought this, but didn't go that far, and also wanted an automatic as well. So we've ended up with a really, really nice 2015 Audi A4 manual. But again, spec-wise, if you come and take a look at this, we've got the leather seats, we've got the infotainment system. Obviously it's got the upgrades at this point in time, like the electronic handbrake, etc. But just look at the condition. I mean, it's clean. That's what we just like to see, is cars being traded in that are clean. And again, a lot of YouTubers who are car traders say it as well. If you just get your car washed before you come and trade it in, likelihood is that you're going to get a little bit more money for it. I'm not talking thousands of pounds, but if it's a difference between a couple of £100 just because you put a car in front of us that looks and feels clean, it just goes to show that you've put a little bit of pride into it. And that's what you can tell with this. If the customer's gone so far as putting the pride into keeping it clean and looking after it, then chances are, looking at the service history and the receipts that we got as well with this, that they've also done the same when they've gone to maintain it as well. So they've either taken it to a main dealer, or they've taken it to that local mechanic that they trust really, really well, who maybe has used genuine parts or good equivalents like Bosch, etc., and MOT'd it every year, made sure that any faults and any advisories are sorted out, put decent quality tyres on there as well, all 4 tyres all round. They're not premium branded tyres, but they're 4 good tyres with about 5-6 mil of tread all round as well. So even looking at the front of this, there's no stone chips on it. There's a couple of places where they've been touched in, but one of those customers who, when I was working at a main dealer back in the day, I used to probably get annoyed at, because they were asking for, can I have a touch-up pen chucked in with my car? But this is where it starts to make sense a bit further down the line, because these are the cars that on the second-hand market you buy and you trust, because hopefully when we sell this, again, we'll get a good part exchange in for it, and the customer who buys it, we probably won't end up hearing from after that, because the car's in such good condition when we sell it, and it's been so well looked after, that the likelihood of something going wrong with it is really, really low. Whereas other stuff that we buy that's a bit of an unknown, like that Discovery for instance, we're in a little bit of hot water. So, and I'd quite like this, to be fair. This is one of my favourite buys at the moment.
So I'm just on about last week. we bought a few cars from the Motability sale.
Oh yeah.
So what I was saying was, you know, the supermarkets don't want to be buying grade 3, grade 4, they want them all out of the box, grade 1, grade 2. This was a grade 4, we've bought it, and do you know what, I'll show where it was, the damage. It was just this back door. I mean, I know it's wet, so it's not great, but this had a little scuff on here and a dent.
There was a little bit on back bumper.
A little bit on the back bumper, and the body shop done a great job. Cost me 500 quid. It's only got 17,000 miles on the clock. It's what year is it? It's a 19 plate. It's only 4-year-old, low mileage, and I'll tell you how much I paid for it. So we paid, including delivery and the paint, it owes us £11,233. Now, because of the colour, I have priced it quite cheap. So,
What's happened with the colour again?
oh yeah, so the colour, when again, because I bought it, because I'm a bit of a fucker for buying things blind, like not actually looking at the reports. And on the auction thing, it just said silver. So I thought this was a silver car, but it's not. It's champagne silver, which means brown, which isn't good. But because we bought it so cheap, you know, there's going to be someone for it, isn't there, James?
Yeah, there's someone out
There'll
there.
be an old chap, an old...
I was going to say it's an
Yeah.
old man colour.
It's an old man colour.
Yeah.
But the great thing is, the retail value on it, if we go on retail check, so this retail valuation is 16,000. But because obviously we've paid, you know, it only owes us 11,000. We could try it at 16,000, but because of the colour, and I'm just going with my gut, I think this is going to hang around. So because we've got a good margin in it, I've put it at 14,500. That's what it's advertised at. So online, it's advertised at 14,500, £1,500 below market. So we should sell less.
Oh yeah.
Within a month, shouldn't we?
Hopefully within a month for a couple of months.
Yeah.
No.
And we've still got, after that, a £2,000 profit in it. Well, 1,961. If someone has it on finance, could get 700-800 commission.
Yeah.
If it's an old chap, we could get a really nice Focus in part
This is the
exchange.
thing, because they tend to be, again, I was saying this about Power Sexes earlier, someone who's got a nice Focus and just wants to upgrade to the newer model,
Yeah.
which is what they tend to do after about 4 or 5 years, isn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
So we're trying to think ahead of ourselves. So this, hopefully, should be a nice, we're going to have a nice margin out of it. We're going to move it quick. We're not having to price it high because we've
No.
paid too much for it. So yeah, Motability sales at the minute, I'm quite liking them. It's like that saying, fish where the fewest fish, something. I'm like,
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Fish
So-
where the fewest
Yeah,
throw the rod or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But yeah, you're on the right lines with it.
So all them buyers for like the car supermarkets, they do not want grade 4s. So these are the ones we need to be going for.
I think that story, but like, I think because it's got very little fuel in it.
This.
No, there's Octavia, you know, it's a foot service like. I've done 10 minutes
Right.
and it will not reset.
Well, let me go and have a look at it. Go and reset this light. Where have you point it, Wayne?
You'll see it.
Another bane of my life. Service lights. Some cars are easy, some cars are difficult. VW group stuff, you can just reset them on the trip computer. But we'll see what we can do. So it's had a service. Garage just hasn't knocked that service light off. So when you turn it on, take a look here. It's saying low fuel. Might just need to do it with the door shut and the window down. Let's just do service now. There we go. So I think what you do is you turn it off, press and hold that, then turn it on again. And I think, do you start the engine? Yep. Press and hold it again. No, got that wrong. This is where YouTube comes in handy, bear with me a second. So let's put the music from Phoenix Nights on this video. So is it the trip? It hasn't got a trip button. Or has it got a trip button on it? Ah, right, vehicle status. Settings. Service, there we go. Reset. Reset service, are you sure? Okay. Right. I'll just do it again just to be double safe. Right, so now that's done. Yeah, I think this needs the battery charger on it as well. Oh, joy of joys. Never rains, it pours. Oh.
Can't do all without.
Right.
It's got a bit fun for storm, wasn't it? Can't move that straight away, mate.
Lunchtime, I think. You know that button on the right hand side, where you change your settings on your digital screen on the readout. You have to do it in there. So sorted.
All as well.
It does need jumping.
Yeah, you did, yeah. Well, in morning, I'll boost it and I'll put another card here.
Well, does it make sense to leave it on overnight charge just in case?
I'll do, yeah.
Or put it on this afternoon. A couple of hours will be fine. Just plug it in outside of the thing.
Man, put it there.
Yeah. Just so Dave can start it in the morning and don't fail on anyone.
Yeah. It's got that.
So,
Yes.
So, well, I was on about having adverts in the local magazines. We get like bereavement purchases. This is one of them. So this is a Skoda Octavia, automatic, one owner, 21,000 miles on the clock, and it's what? 11 years old, something like that. So these are the little, oh God, what does Howard call them? The little nuggets that are out there. And sometimes if you have them adverts, I mean, you don't get them all the time, but every now and again you will get a little diamond like this. So we've put it up for sale. We've had it for sale at a good price. I think we sold it 9,250. I think we paid 7.5 for it. So no massive margin, but we've got a really nice part exchange with it as well. Another automatic Octavia with about 50,000 miles on the clock. We've given 2,700 for it, and I think that's going to be worth 5.5. So I'm going to be taking that to Norfolk tomorrow to swap it up with the old chap's part exchange. So yeah, so I just thought I'd let you know about that, because like I say, them adverts sometimes they work really well.
Well, we just find out what happened to that owl.
Oh yeah, the owl. Yes, it went to wildlife something or another. And they had it for a few days. It's knocked itself out, and they released it back. They released it back into the wild. I would have thought they would have brought it back where we found it, but yeah, it did well. They had it for a few days. It come round and released it. Yeah, only a little way with that one, bless it. Because it went to where I live now. Oh. I forgot what place we call